Good afternoon. Welcome to Computer Applications in Business Section 2. I am Mr. Doerhoff, and we're going to go ahead and jump in. All right, so some of the stuff that we cover in CAB 2, we start the year off with keyboarding. We do move into word processing, Word, spreadsheets, which is Excel. There's some PowerPoint in there, and then um, there's a handful of different elements as far as using like social media, using applications, and using the internet that your students will kind of practice in. And by the end of the semester, we will be taking a certification exam, and the name of the certification is Key Applications, and that's really our goal. That's our big one that we push for. If you have any questions throughout the semester, um, my email is the best way to get in contact with me. It is mbdoerho@volusia.k12.fl.us. I ask that you do use email. I have the application on my phone. It's really easy, really quickly. I can text you back or email you back. If you choose to go through your child's account and go through Teams or through Canvas, I've got to then go in and open up those applications separately to get to the message and be able to respond, so it will take longer. So again, I ask that if you have any need to contact me, use the email. It can be found on the Land Middle School website. All right, so there is a program that we use primarily in this classroom called Gmetrics. It is a training program that gets us ready for our certifications. The week is split up. We start with subtests, and that takes our key applications test, and we work just on Word. We can work just on Excel. We can work just on PowerPoint, and really focus in on the smaller areas. And then we're able to then move into the practice test, which is like a very close copy of the real exam. And it allows the students to go in and see some of these questions, see how they can get them right, and work through areas that are giving them a hard time, and then get them up to that 900, which is out of 1,000. And if we can hit that 90% in here, then it's statistically, then it's a lot easier for them to go in to the real test and get a 700 or a 70%. So that's how we train and get ready for our certifications. If your student is missing for a week or so, or if they are falling behind, or you want to just have an idea of what they are working in my class, you can go to the Canvas. I've got the weeks labeled by what we're working on specifically and the dates, and that's really the only thing I use Canvas for. It just says this is what we're doing this week. Here's the order that I'd like you to do them in. If I have a summative coming up, it's in there. I just really use it for the overall overview of what we have going on because of the nature of my class already being online. Microsoft Teams, I put this in here. I really just want to point out there are some students that are still a little reluctant to turn their camera on. The camera should be on throughout class. If you're using Teams this far in, I'm sure you've got any of the technical issues ironed out, but please remind your student that they do need to have their cameras on. If there's an issue with the background, it can be blurred out so that we can really only see your child, but we need to be able to make sure that they are in front of the camera, they are in front of the computer doing what they need to be doing, and it's just easier all the way around if we keep them on. All right, so with getting ready for these certifications, there is a program that I use. It's called Microsoft OneNote. It's free, and it's how I monitor your students' progress. At the beginning of the year, they took a diagnostic exam on our certification, and when they put their individual score in, it kind of changes and shows each individual student how much they need to gain each week to be able to hit that 90%. And then every week as we go in and we continue to train, it it creates an individual line for them showing if they are maintaining what they need to be maintaining. And if you ever want to look in on it, um, it's in Microsoft Office 365. The only thing I will say is if you are a Volusia Live student, I do need you to download the desktop version because you cannot, from what I've seen, make changes as easily in the Office 365 version of it. So only I can see it. Only this is one very substantial tool that we do use in this class. And the assignments are pretty easy to follow through. We start our week with a subtest, like I said, that covers the smaller portions of our class or of the exam. After we've covered that area, then we move into the exam practice, which is kind of the real looking test that we have, and um, it's in a training mode, so it does allow us to really work through. It tells us what we need to do in order to achieve that. And after we have finished that, then we move into the the actual test, which is, um, like I said, it's extremely close to what the real exam is, and that's where we just track our scores and see, am I getting close to that 900? Am I going in the right direction, or am I not going in the right direction? And that is computer applications in a nutshell. I look forward to getting these kids certified, and if you have any questions, just go ahead and reach out to me.